As we stand on the edge of a new day, let's take a moment to consider how often you start your morning routine. Every sunrise brings not just light but an opportunity for transformation, hidden within the mundane tasks that form our daily lives. These are the moments where change begins. Imagine waking up with a simple intention, to drink one more glass of water than usual today. It's small, almost unnoticeable, yet over time, it can lead to significant improvements in your overall health and well-being. This morning ritual is like planting a tiny seed that will grow into something much larger, small steps leading to big changes. Now, picture yourself at the end of another day. You've managed those extra sips of water, perhaps walked an extra block on your way home, or spent 5 more minutes meditating before bed. These are microhabits, the small actions we often overlook but which hold immense power when practiced consistently over time. Let's delve into a story about John, who struggled with productivity for years until he discovered the magic of these tiny habits. Each morning, instead of rushing through his routine, he started by drinking just one more cup of water than usual. That single action became part of his day and gradually expanded to include other small behaviors like taking brief walks during work breaks or dedicating 3 minutes each evening for journaling. John's journey isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Over months, those little choices compounded into noticeable shifts in his daily life, improved hydration leading to better focus at work, increased physical activity boosting his energy levels, and regular reflection enhancing his emotional health. The key was not the size of each step but their consistency over time. Microhabits are like the threads that weave together a tapestry of our lives. They may seem insignificant on their own, yet when combined in layers, they create something beautiful and powerful. Consider this: if you can add just one more positive microhabit to your day today, whether it's reading in a world that often seems to move at breakneck speed, it's easy to feel like we're constantly playing catch-up. We set ambitious goals for ourselves, lose weight, read more books, start saving money, but often find ourselves overwhelmed by the sheer scale of these tasks. The daunting nature can lead us to procrastinate or even give up before starting. But what if I told you there's a simpler way? A method that doesn't require marathon efforts but instead relies on tiny, almost imperceptible changes in your daily routine. These are called microhabits, tiny actions that add up over time to create significant change. The concept is rooted in the idea that even small steps can lead to big results. Imagine you're sitting at your desk and have just 5 minutes before a meeting starts. You could spend those few moments stretching, sipping water, or simply taking a deep breath. These small actions might seem insignificant on their own, but if you do them every day for months, they start to make an impact. Over time, these microhabits can transform your habits and ultimately change the course of your life. The power of microhabits lies in their simplicity and consistency. They're easy enough that even a busy person with a hectic schedule can fit them into daily routines. And because they are so manageable, you're more likely to stick with them long term. It's like building a house one brick at a time. Each small addition gets you closer to your ultimate goal. Consider the example of someone who wants to start reading more books but finds it hard to find time for lengthy sessions. Instead of trying to read an hour every day, they might commit to just 2 pages after brushing their teeth in the morning or before bed at night. These tiny increments accumulate over days and weeks, gradually building a habit that can lead to significant progress. Another example could be someone who wants to improve their diet but struggles with giving up all junk food cold turkey. They start by swapping. At the heart of our lives lies a simple yet profound truth: the power to make big changes through tiny actions. This is the story of microhabits, those small, often overlooked behaviors that can add up over time to create significant shifts in our daily routines and overall well-being. Imagine waking up early for just 5 minutes each morning. At first glance, it might seem like a trivial task, but what if you consistently added those few extra moments every day? Over the course of weeks and months, these microhabits can transform your life dramatically without requiring any major overhaul or radical change in lifestyle. Psychologists have long studied human behavior to understand how small actions can lead to big outcomes. The concept of microhabits was first popularized by James Clear, who wrote about the idea that tiny improvements are powerful when they compound over time. This notion resonates deeply with our innate desire for gradual progress rather than sudden leaps. The beauty of microhabits lies in their simplicity and accessibility. Unlike grand goals or major life changes, which can feel overwhelming and daunting, these tiny actions offer a gentle path forward that's easier to maintain consistently. For instance, instead of aiming to exercise 2 hours daily, which might be too much for many, starting with just 1 minute of stretching each morning is far more manageable. Let's delve into the science behind microhabits. Our brains are wired in such a way that even small actions can create lasting neural pathways and habits. According to behavioral psychologist Dr. Wendy Wood, small behaviors become big habits. When we make these tiny improvements part of our daily routine, they start to feel like second nature, like breathing or brushing teeth. Consider the example of reading for 5 minutes before bed each night. Initially, it might seem insignificant. But over time, this small habit can significantly improve your sleep quality and cognitive function. Similarly, drinking an extra glass of water every morning could lead to better hydration levels throughout the day, potentially preventing dehydration-related issues like headaches. As we delve deeper into the world of microhabits, it's fascinating to see how tiny actions can lead to significant transformations. Imagine a single grain of sand on an endless beach. Each one might seem insignificant in isolation, but together they form vast dunes and mountains that shape our landscapes. Microhabits are those small, almost imperceptible behaviors we engage in every day, like drinking water after every 3 sips or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. These habits aren't grand gestures, nor do they require Herculean effort, yet their cumulative power can be astounding. In the realm of psychology and human behavior, microhabits have emerged as a powerful tool for self-improvement. One key study by Duke University found that about 40% of our daily activities are repeated behaviors, habits that we engage in almost without thinking. These habits form a significant part of who we are. They define us more than the decisions we make on any given day. The question then arises, how can these small, seemingly unremarkable actions lead to substantial changes? Let's explore this step by step. Firstly, consider the concept of compounding interest in finance. Just as a tiny sum grows exponentially over time with consistent investment, our behaviors and habits also build upon each other. Each microhabit adds another layer to the foundation we're building for ourselves. Over months and years, these layers stack up, creating a strong structure that supports new possibilities. Another crucial aspect of microhabits is their simplicity and accessibility. Unlike setting grand goals or making sweeping changes all at once, which can often lead to failure due to overwhelming pressure, microhabits are achievable. They require no radical shifts in lifestyle but do demand consistency and persistence. It's the daily practice that builds momentum and leads to lasting change. Let's take a closer look at how these small actions work their magic. 1. Daily consistency. Microhabits are designed to be performed every day. Imagine a world where small actions can ripple through the fabric of our daily lives. Microhabits, those tiny behaviors so subtle they often go unnoticed, are like seeds planted in fertile soil. Over time, they grow into towering trees that transform landscapes. In workplaces around the globe, microhabits are quietly reshaping corporate cultures and productivity. A few minutes spent each day organizing your workspace can lead to a more efficient workflow. Small gestures of kindness towards colleagues create an atmosphere where everyone feels valued and motivated to give their best. Companies like Google have embraced microhabit culture, fostering environments that encourage regular breaks for mindfulness or short stretching sessions. These small actions not only boost individual well-being but also enhance team cohesion and creativity. In the realm of personal development, microhabits serve as powerful tools for habit formation. The power lies in consistency. Performing a simple task repeatedly over time can lead to significant changes. For instance, dedicating just 2 minutes each morning to read or meditate sets the tone for an intentional day ahead. Over months and years, these brief moments add up, contributing to better mental health and clearer thinking. Education systems are also beginning to recognize the potential of microhabits in shaping student behavior and learning outcomes. Simple practices such as setting specific goals before study sessions, using a timer to break tasks into manageable chunks, or even just taking short breaks every hour can dramatically improve focus and retention. Teachers who integrate these small routines find that their students not only perform better academically but also develop the discipline necessary for lifelong success. Healthcare professionals are increasingly recommending microhabits as part of holistic wellness plans. A quick 5-minute walk after meals, sipping water regularly throughout the day, or simply practicing deep breathing exercises can have profound effects on physical health and mental well-being. These simple acts combat stress and improve overall quality of life in ways that might seem minor but are cumulatively transformative. On a broader societal level, microhabits can foster more sustainable living practices. Small daily as we've journeyed through the world of microhabits, those tiny actions that can lead to monumental shifts in our lives, it's clear how these small steps can be transformative. Imagine a river slowly eroding stone over time. Each drop is insignificant on its own, but together they create something truly remarkable. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned and consider how microhabits might fit into the broader tapestry of our lives. Firstly, it's important to recognize that change doesn't always happen overnight. Sometimes, progress comes in tiny increments, just like adding a few more drops of water to a stone each day. This realization can be both humbling and empowering. It tells us that even when we feel stuck or overwhelmed by the enormity of our goals, there are still small actions we can take every single day. Consider this: if you want to improve your health but find it daunting to commit to an hour-long workout each day, perhaps starting with a 5-minute walk after dinner could be more manageable. That short walk might seem trivial at first, but over time, the cumulative effect of those walks could lead to significant changes in both physical and mental well-being. Similarly, if you aim to read more books but struggle to find the time for lengthy sessions, perhaps setting aside 10 minutes each morning to read a few pages before work can be a practical start. These brief moments might seem inconsequential on their own, but they can add up over days, weeks, and months. Microhabits are not just about achieving external goals, they also play a crucial role in our internal growth. By focusing on small actions consistently, we develop discipline and resilience, qualities that often become the foundation for larger achievements down the line. Think of these tiny habits as building blocks that gradually stack up to form something substantial. Moreover, microhabits can be particularly powerful because they require minimal effort and commitment at first. This makes them accessible even when we're feeling understanding the mind is a lifelong journey. Subscribe to explore it with us.